Work before was a bit like being unorganized. It was actually like finding a needle in a haystack. We didn't have very much structure in the office, and at times it was hard for us to find documents and paperwork that belonged to the students, and when people were out of work for whatever reason, not all of us were trained on the same procedures, and it was hard for us to continue our job when we were low on staff.
Well, before we transformed our incoming transcript process, basically there was a room full of boxes of transcripts that had not been processed. They had not been scanned or entered into the student information. Our team felt as if they did not have a sense of direction and where to begin. We also had several students that come in and ask about the status of their transcript, when it will be evaluated. So we had a lot of unanswered questions and dissatisfied customers.
From my understanding, they were short-staffed here for a very long time, so process time for doing applications, transcripts, it was very hard because they were working with like one full-time person and two part-time people. When I came on board, that's the story that I heard. And then when I initially came on board, we had kind of beefed up our staff a little bit, so we were more in the process of trying to do process improvements to try to, I guess, catch up from the past. So from what I hear, it was kind of a struggle in the past because it was just, you know, like I said, that one full-time person, two part-time people trying to manage an entire office because we were so short-staffed at the time. So that's what I can hear coming in. When I came in, it wasn't as difficult. It was a little bit more, I guess you'd say, a little cleanup, trying to improve the processes that were in place to try to make it better. Now, I think it's pretty much governed to definitely doing the college connections for sure, working with the high schools and getting the kids here, and then our internal students that we have here as well.
I came into the position of Director of Enrollment Services to a team that had not had a lot of leadership and was also out of alignment with the rest of the college and had been for about a good 3 years. It was a team that really hadn't been trained in quality initiatives, hadn't learned anything about measuring performance, and really hadn't understood how important it is for teams to receive feedback.
Things are different now because we have more structure in our office. We have our policies and procedures in paper on our online B drive, and everybody is trained more or less in the same thing just in case we have staff out. It allows us to be more functional and be better serving to our students, and we are having less mistakes, and it allows us to be more functional in the department and get everything going in case we have audits, everything is in order.
It's different now because our team has come together and each have a voice. We first have identified the strengths of each team member, and we use those skills to put together a new process that is helping us to increase the rate of our productivity. We evaluated what were the steps that we needed to implement to process these transcripts. What were the priorities, and how were we going to be ready to answer all of our student questions, so that when our customer, which our students are our #1 customers, to when they would leave satisfied. And we also assured that everyone was cross-trained so that we can always jump in and everyone knew how to scan, how to post, and how to answer student questions correctly.
We have, I guess, different measurements, but I guess the one that we mostly look at campus-wide is our scorecard for admissions, and this is basically what we use for